Welcome to my very realistic studio tour. Hi, if you're new here, my name is Brooklyn McDougall and I am a two-time Olympian in long track speed skating, and I just recently retired from elite sport, and now I am vlogging this transition period. I follow so many artists on YouTube and Instagram and just love their studio setups so much. And obviously, that's not where everyone starts. I have to build up to that point. Where I first started making art was, well, first when I was living at home with my parents, and I would create on the kitchen table and then clean it up before dinner, and it worked, and you know, couldn't really get into it fully, but that was kind of obviously where I started. Then when I moved into a one-bedroom apartment. It was I loved that apartment. It was awesome. It was really fun to just kind of have time for myself. My kitchen table was my art studio again. I ended up kind of growing out of that space artistically pretty quickly. Every night had to clean up, wash everything, put everything away, and that's just not how I roll. I like to have space to just leave my stuff and be a little messy. When I'm working and then I have to go eat, then I can leave my stuff out, go eat, and come back. The place that I'm in now, I'm living with my boyfriend. His name's Tyson, and he is also a speed skater. So I'll be talking about him quite a bit, but I share this space with him, and it's awesome. It works for us, and it's really fun. He has his setup is over here, and he's also a very artistic person, very creative person, and so he's always like working or gaming with his friends, and then I'm always on this side of the studio doing my art. We're always hanging out, but we're always doing our own thing. Here's my studio. Okay, I'll kind of start over here. This is my art easel. I got her a couple years ago. I love her so much. Has gone through a lot and is covered in paint now, but pretty awesome. I think I got her on Amazon. Visman art easel? Yeah. Oh yeah, Visman art easel. Yeah, I love her. There were a couple screws that came loose and they just kind of fell out, and I never put them back in, but I don't know, she's holding up, so they obviously weren't that important. Here are my plants. I'm a very proud plant mom. This one's actually fake, but my other ones are real, I swear. Has a fun little story behind it. When I went to the Olympics in Milan, we had an opportunity to adopt a plant. And so I adopted this plant and loved it, but we had to give it back at the end. But then that plant was given to a fan in Italy, and I posted about it on TikTok, and people started to go crazy over this plant. It was so funny. They started to call the series Heated Ivy because I named my plant Shane Hollander, and then yeah, everyone wanted the plant. It was like a big thing. It was really funny. It went quite viral, and Home Sense Canada reached out, so they sent me a little gift card to go buy my own plant so I can bring Shane Hollander back to Canada and have him in my home. This is the plant that I chose. I thought it was so funny because he kind of looked like the plant that I had in Italy. It's just a little reminder of the little things that kind of go on behind the scenes in the Olympics. It's really fun nowadays with like TikTok and Instagram, where you really get a window into all of these athletes' lives. The plant thing was just so funny and connected me with so many people on TikTok. And for a while I didn't know where the plant had gone. So I posted about this guy on TikTok, and then it turns out that a DJ in Italy received my plant. Obviously Shane Hollander is doing great there. But yeah, just such a funny story. I like to burn incense. And this is just a little thing I thrifted. Yeah, it's handmade, but I thrifted it. I don't know if any of you have heard of The Artist's Way, but it's a pretty cool book. I haven't like worked through it fully, but I sometimes just flip through it to certain pages, and there's good prompts to kind of help you get through like creative block, whether you are like an artist or a writer or, you know, anything really. But it is a really good like tool. It is meant to be finished sequentially over months. And the big thing too is like the morning pages. So trying to like, no matter what it is, you just kind of writing whatever comes to mind. And the idea of it is just brain dump everything so that then your mind is clear for new ideas. I've done a lot of the morning pages. I love to do morning pages, and that really helps me dump everything out. And then I've felt a lot more clear after doing my morning pages. Yeah, it's a great book. I do love my trinkets. So I do have a lot of trinkets around, but I love them and they bring me a lot of happiness. Okay, Moving over here, these are my paint palettes that I haven't cleaned yet because I just finished a commission yesterday. So I use a lot of my oil paints on these paper pads. And they're bleed proof, so when you put the oil paint on, it doesn't bleed through the paper underneath. But it's great because sometimes, like, if your palette looks as beautiful as your painting, then you can gift this kind of like on the back of the painting, just like another piece as well. I don't think this one is very pretty, so I'm not gonna gift this one. But yeah, that's kind of what you can do. This is my acrylic palette. Again, I gotta clean it. I need to clean that. I have a couple more palettes underneath that I haven't used yet. I just got them. And then up here, just more supplies, I guess. This piece I actually painted. It's on a paint palette, and it was for kind of like an art show and like fashion show. So I painted it because I went to Paris for the Olympics as an artist. So I painted the Eiffel Tower with the Olympic rings on the front. And yeah, I really love that piece. It's kind of like now become a keepsake of mine. Okay, I had to move you because now you can see better. Now you can see all my things, all my trinkets. This is a little watercolor gouache print that I made. Yeah, I love Halloween. I love silly ghosts and pumpkins. So yeah, it's a ghost watering a pumpkin, and I thought it was really funny. So I keep them up year round. This is actually an original piece from another artist. She's also a bobsledder. Her name's Erica Voss, and she's amazing. Her art, I love it so much, but I have just like a little mini original from her, so I keep that up. And then these are just a couple postcards from artists, local artists in Calgary. I like to collect postcards when I go to an art market. If you're not in a place to purchase an original or purchase a print or something small like at an art market, where purchase quite a few from different vendors and just show your support for local artists. So so this one I just got. I thought it was so cute, and yeah, I think I'm gonna give this one to my mom for maybe her birthday or something. And then this postcard is actually my brother's, basically my sister-in-law, my brother's girlfriend. She's also an artist. I love her art. Yeah, I bought this at her most recent art show in Calgary. Yeah, she's an incredible artist. She does some amazing like hyper-realism of tigers and leopards and birds, and yeah, she does so many different things, and I just love her art. Okay, what next? Moving on to this little cart. Got it on Facebook Marketplace. I love Facebook Marketplace. I love thrifting. I love a good deal. I think it's like the IKEA one, or maybe the Michaels one, but it's great. It's like really nice when I'm doing like a large piece and like painting a bunch, and I'm like, I get into these like crazy states of being very obsessive over my painting, and time kind of just flies by. Hours will pass and I haven't had water, haven't eaten. But I'm like constantly like grabbing things, and like I need things in my sight so that I know where they are. Or a great little cart for me to like just grab my brushes, put my brushes in here. Still haven't cleaned my brushes from yesterday. But then I have like, this is to clean my oil paints, my oil paint brushes. That's just with Gamsol. Yeah, just have some rags, some random like high flow acrylics. These are awesome. I have some workable fixative, which is for creating on watercolor paper or just like paper in general. And I'm using charcoal drawings. This workable fixative is great for just like sealing the drawings before you paint over them. What else do I have that's exciting? I also have spray paint. I haven't really used these yet, but I'm planning on it. But yeah, it's like I do a lot of mixed media on canvas. That's one of my favorite mediums. And I do a bunch of different layers of art. And so one of the layers is spray paint. Air purifier. When you're working with oil paints, you gotta have good ventilation. I usually open up the window too as well, just to make sure that I'm not breathing in too many fumes. I have this molding paste. This is also great for mixed media work and on big canvases to kind of like create, it kind of takes away the tooth of the canvas. So when you're painting over top, it's like a really smooth background to work on. So this protective rug has been through a lot. I don't actually know where it's from. My mom bought it for me. She was worried about, obviously, me ruining the floor. Totally fair. Yeah, I definitely needed one. Thing is this cart, I think it's probably HomeSense, but yeah, this is great. It usually gets really messy because I just throw stuff in. A lot of papers and journals, Arch's watercolor paper, more paints, electronics drawer, all of my acrylic and oil paints down here, and some gouache and watercolor. This is where the majority of my time is spent. Yeah, this is my desk. It's one of the standing desks, so you can like bring it fully up, bring it fully down, which I love that for painting on my desk, like a desk easel. Then I can move it down more. Or if I'm like packing prints and everything, then I'll like bring it up and stand while I'm doing that. This is great. It's my whole life, so I've blurred it out. But it's my whole calendar for the month, and it just kind of helps me plan everything. Yeah, huge game changer for when you have a lot of things, random things going on in your life. So that's great. One of my best friends made it for me. She made it for me when I made the Olympics and sent me kind of a care package, and she was so sweet. Yeah, it's so beautiful. Okay, so that's basically everything in this room. I'm gonna show you a couple other things in the other room, and that's it. What I want to show is definitely not like a realistic beginner art studio if you're like starting to make prints, but this is something that I just purchased recently, so it's a little upgrade. I've been kind of working towards something like this for a little while. It's definitely an investment, but I guess it's like the next step that I took in like my realistic art studio journey. My new baby. This is my new art printer. It's the Canon Pro 1100, I think. I love it. It makes my art prints so beautiful. It's definitely worth the purchase. I'm showing you guys, it's my art trolley. It holds all of my finished pieces, my unfinished pieces, my pieces that I have decided to take a break on. I have no plan of finishing them. This is that I finished. This one was my last video. You saw her. I'm sure there are some Taylor Swift fans out there, specifically Tortured Poets Department. Basically, as soon as I saw the music video for Fortnite and this part of the music video popped up, I was like, oh my God, I need to paint this like immediately. So, and I think she's one of my favorites still to this day. It's like, I don't usually do like fan art, but I obviously do a lot of like female portraits and everything. But when I saw this with like Post Malone's like face tattoos on Taylor Swift, I'm like, this is like my dream. This is exactly what I want to do. And each piece on her face kind of like mini masterpieces in their own. I had so much fun. And then in the background, I did kind of like a mixed media with molding paste. I printed all of these off and then I like pasted them on and I put molding paste over top. I love her so much. I haven't made any prints of her yet, but maybe I will. But she's also available. Like I kind of have kept her to myself because I think it'll be hard to part ways with her if someone purchases her. But I'm obsessed with her. So much fun. So I think that's everything for my studio tour. I'm really excited to be creating more in the studio, get a window into what I'm making. All these motions I really try to just work through my art. And the more I create, the happier I am. And art has gotten me through some of the toughest times in sport. And I'm just really grateful for this creative outlet that I have. And yeah, I hope this was fun to you. I don't know, I love a good studio tour. Anyways, let me know. I'll see you next time.